What's up, everybody? I wanted to make this video today, tell you what helped me get through Suboxone withdrawals. It's not what you think. I've talked a little bit about comfort meds, and I've talked about exercise. Those things all help. They help tremendously, honestly, but the main thing that helped me was getting out and spending time with people, spending time with family, friends. I think a lot of times when people are on like Suboxone or I'd say mostly Suboxone or maybe methadone, they tend to kind of isolate themselves, and it becomes very easy to like depend on a drug when you're isolated like that, because you feel very lonely and you feel kind of disconnected, so you just take something to make you feel better. So when you come off something, if you're still isolating yourself and you're not really being social or communicating, it can really affect you. At least that's what I found with myself. I tend to be a naturally antisocial person, so anything I can do to get me out of my head is a positive. So today is roughly like 2 weeks now that I've been off Suboxone. It was really hard the first, like 10 days. Like the first 10 days were the hardest, I think. And I honestly, day like 5 and 6 were the hardest of those 10 days. That's when my RLS got so bad. I felt like I literally was like trying to jump out of my own skin, and it was brutal. That was a brutal time for me. I still get the restless leg. It's not nearly as bad. And I did find that I don't know if you guys know what kava is, but you can drink kava like right before bed, maybe an hour before bed. Just pound like 2 glasses of kava, and that actually helped me a lot, because I was using kratom at night, like just at night, to sleep, and I wouldn't take it until I couldn't bear the restless leg anymore. So I'd wait. I'd get in bed, let's say like 11, maybe 10, and I'd lay there and I'd try to go to sleep naturally. And if that didn't happen, like let's say my leg just were like kicking until like 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, I would eventually just like take a tiny bit of kratom, and it wouldn't even mess me up. It would just like take my restless leg away, and then I would be able to fall asleep. And once I was asleep, the restless leg would come back, but I would just sleep through it. It's just like, it's really hard for me to shut my mind off. I guess like being on Suboxone and being so dumbed down and doled out and numb, it's very easy to fall asleep, because your mind's already in this like low, low state of energy, I guess. Like you're in a very what's the word I'm looking for? Like not like super sharp and focused, but you're just kind of like already relaxed, so it kind of makes it easy to fall asleep. So I'd say now that I'm in day 14, I guess. So yeah, just say day 14. The main thing now is like the insomnia. I still don't know how to shut the brain off. I'm really trying. Like I try so hard to not use any. Like I just try to get in bed and like do my routine and get ready for some good sleep. But it just doesn't happen. It's like I have to really fight it, I guess. But I think once some more time passes and my mind, it has more time to heal, like let's say like a month or two from now, I won't be hanging on to this like idea of the restlessness and like, because right now it kind of puts me into like a panic when I have to go to sleep, because I've experienced so many restless nights. My brain has formed a habit that like it tells my body that, hey, you're not gonna be able to sleep tonight, you need to take something to sleep. It's not like a physical addiction, but it's a mental addiction to like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, I guess it's a form of addiction. So I'm gonna go see a doctor on the 8th, and hopefully he'll give me some, trazodone, gabapentin, just something to sleep. And once I can get that done, like, I'm basically in the clear of, overcame most of the intense withdrawals. But going back to what I said earlier, you really gotta make an effort to socialize. You gotta make an effort to be around people. Doing your walks and all that is great, and you should do that every day. But you should also make time to be around other people and socialize and all those good things. Last night was our grand opening for a second store, a second coffee shop, and I had to give a speech. Believe it or not, I wasn't nervous at all. Now I think I talked a little bit about this in previous videos, but when I was on Suboxone, it gave me such bad anxiety all the time. I literally thought that like I just had anxiety, like there's something wrong with me. Yeah, it was 100% the Suboxone. It put me in this very like fearful state of mind. And also like I was so dumbed down from the sub that when I try to have like good, like solid, genuinely like interesting conversations with people, I like couldn't keep the conversation going. My mind would just like shut off mid-conversation, or I get distracted, or I would zone off, or I would stare off into space. Like it gave me anxiety because of how my mind was working. I don't know if that makes any sense to you guys, but yeah, if you guys are having really bad anxiety on Suboxone, I would recommend coming off of it for at least like 3 or 4 days and see if your anxiety improves. But see, even that's going to be hard because you're going to be in full-blown withdrawals. You have to be off it for like at least a week to start to see what I mean. Or maybe even just taper your dose way down, because I know some people, it works better with their chemistry. So yeah, that's just a little personal like experience with it that I've had. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I'm just going on my morning walk, trying to get some sunlight, vitamin D, doing everything I can to make myself feel better. That's another thing I talked about in another video, is we have to remind ourselves, almost as if, okay, I don't know if you guys like use your smartphones a lot. Of course you do. Well, you know how some people are like always thinking, oh, I'm gonna record this, or I'm gonna take a picture of this, or I'm gonna, like, you have this habit, right? You form this habit of like capturing a moment, putting in a little bit of effort to capture a moment. Well, you have to do that same thing with your well-being. Like if you're not feeling well and you're inside your house and you've been in there for a few days because you're detoxing, and your living space, your mental space feels like crap, you need to get out and start doing stuff. Like you need to go on a walk, you need to get some sunlight, and like all these things are going to be so hard. Like you're not going to want to do it. Your body is going to feel sluggish. You're going to be like cold, hot, like sweats. But it's just part of life, Like how bad is it really? you know, because once you start moving, once you get your blood pumping a little bit, it gets better. Even if it's 10% better, it's not going to be 100% because your endorphins are out of whack, so you're not going to feel, you know, that same feeling you would get if you were sober, but, or, you know, if you were off drugs for a while. But 10% better when you're like really, you know, let's say in a really bad spot and you're really detoxing, that's a huge difference. Like, you feel that 10%. That's what I've been doing, you know, kind of fighting myself, fighting my own brain, because my mind, just like every other human on the planet, looks for the easiest path, the path of least resistance, you know, the quickest way to get to the end goal. And that's just our culture nowadays. Like, you have to realize that it's not just the drugs, it's everything. It's how we are programmed, you know, to like feel better instantly. And that's just not, that doesn't bring you long-term fulfillment, right? So think about why you wanted to get off all these drugs in the first place. It's probably because you were really unhappy with yourself, right? You felt miserable, you felt, you know, incomplete, you felt just worthless. I mean, I've been there. I've felt pretty worthless at times. And there was like so many things I wanted to do when I was young, a little bit younger, you know. I was like playing music and I wanted to be in a rock band, and we were pretty good. We had a band for a while, but the drugs just like took over. I got really sucked into that lifestyle, and you know, I let all that kind of pass me by, and I had a revelation like a month ago, or 2 months ago. Because like really a year ago, I was like already sick of being on stuff. But like for some reason a month ago, I really started to see like how much of a faker I was. I went on this men's retreat, and there was a guy there that was addicted to kratom. His addiction was not nearly as bad as my addiction. And I know that for a fact because he literally kicked the kratom withdrawal within like 2 days at the men's retreat. And I'm like, yo, there's no way like your addiction was that bad if you're able to kick it in 2 days. Either that or he's really strong. It's a possibility. But regardless, like one of the things we did at the retreat was to open up, dig deep, you know, have some introspective kind of conversations, and we all had to come clean about things we're trying to let go of in our lives. And like there was one guy that was addicted to meth too, which is really funny because like I didn't think anyone would like have all these drug problems, but literally almost everyone there had a really bad addiction. Even this other guy that was like military, like he had an addiction to porn. So just goes to show like everyone has an addiction of some kind. But anyways, I was so afraid to let go of my Suboxone and how I identify with it and how I think it makes me feel normal, and like, you know, I just was like so afraid to be like, yeah, I'm gonna kick this thing that I've been on, and I don't know, I just couldn't come to say it, but like he was very like adamant about stopping kratom, and it made me realize like, dude, I am a faker. Like I'm pretending to be sober out here, and I'm really not, because I remember like during the activities, even though I was on such a small amount, I would be like, we'd be done with something and I would lay or sit in a chair and we'd be doing like a grounding exercise, and I would like doze off, and it'd come time for me to like do my like oh, tell us what you felt, and like I'd have to make shit up because I kind of fell asleep for like, you know, 2-3 minutes, which doesn't happen to normal people when they're, you know, I was like nodding off basically. I don't know, it's just so weird living like that. You're just living in this, Like, why do you want to be fucked up like that? You know? It's like you're just escaping. You're escaping reality. Anyways, so after that men's retreat, you know, I was like somewhat feeling good when it was over, just because I did a lot of things that were outside my comfort zone, but deep down inside, I still felt like, oh, I didn't let go of this thing that's been really bugging me for like a long time, the longest time. So, say like a month after that, I was like, I'm for real ready. I have to get off this. I was so sick of how it was making me feel, and it started really affecting my sleep, like very recently. Suboxone would not let me sleep. Like, I would fall asleep, but then I would wake up with all this like energy, and it wasn't like good energy. It was like this like really fucked up, I'm high, let me just like get on my phone and look at dumb shit I could buy energy. Like, it was really, it just pissed me off. It's like, why can't my mind just shut off? You know, or I'd wake up and I would like play games on my phone, just because I felt it made me feel like good doing that. It's like, you shouldn't feel good. You see what I'm saying? Like opiates make you believe that you're doing good productive things even though you're not. Like, you could play chess for 6 hours when you're supposed to be like checking on your, I don't know, like being a good husband or being a good boyfriend or being a good girlfriend to your partner, or like, you know, being good at your job, being kind to your friends, like being reliable to other people. But I was not able to do that because I was just always in this weird bubble of fakeness. And yeah, you know, 10 years of that is just too long for me. I'd rather go through, you know, let's be honest, three months of hell. I'm not gonna say like 1 month of like a lot of pain. That's really what it is. And then let's say like 3 months of uncomfortableness. Maybe even a year of being uncomfortable, slightly off, right? Like, that's a small price to pay to have your freedom back. Like, you could be in jail where you have no way to get anything, and detoxing in jail. Like, it could be so much worse, and you're complaining about, oh, I can't handle like 2 weeks of acute withdrawals. Like, you can handle it. It's not going to be easy, but you just gotta ask yourself, how bad do you want it? If you want it bad enough, it'll happen for you. Anyways, thank you guys for listening. So this is my 2-week mark. I will probably make another video when I'm at like 3 weeks, because I feel like these next few days not much is going to change. So I'll check back in like a week, and then next time I'll check back in like 2 weeks, and then like a month. And then after that, I'll probably do my final video and kind of just close it out on how I feel and how my life's changed, because I know y'all want to hear about that. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a great, wonderful day.